And we're getting ready to start here. Should be a fantastic race. I will be solo tonight, so please forgive me if I miss a few things. Feel free to let me know in chat, and I will update it as soon as humanly possible. And we do have the go, and we will see how exactly this plays out here. Right away, one goes north, one goes west. We have a town right to the west. As Jam pops in and finds a Death Mountain. Meanwhile, Neerrm does find Saria. So we'll see what spell we get here right off the bat. And a Trophy Cave for Jam. And it contains the raft. What a great find early on here for Jam. Meanwhile, we reflect out of Saria. So great first spell. Already off to a very, very fast start. And we have a Heart Container Cave on both sides. We got synchronized killing. Synchronized jumping, walking. You can't make this up, folks. Oh, and the glove. Oh my goodness. This seed. Easy mode. So get your bets in now. Where is Thunder going to be, and what is it going to require? As it looks like we've actually got maybe 2 locations that are rock blocked. Now, just one. That's just a path troll there. Meanwhile, we do have Neerrm finding Trophy Cave. Gonna find that raft, and JamEviler heading into Saria to pick up his Reflect spell. Joshy D making a fantastic point. I think we accidentally mixed up seeds here. And it's 67, so that should be castable, one would hope, at Magic 2. If not, a Magic Container will make it castable, so really cheap Reflect spell, as we do find our first Palace, and it is 3 or 6. So I'm going to move on right out of that. Even with the glove, there's no way currently to get through doors without Fairy or the key, so we do have a Magic Container Cave find here for Neerrm up by that Palace. We'll see what this ends up having inside of it here. Oh, my kids are definitely upset today, Puffin. They are definitely upset, but they're not as loud. Let me get Neerrm's display fixed here. My apologies. Make this a little bit better. I have come to the realization that if my kids are not upset, there is something very wrong with them. Alright. Readjust jams just a little bit as well. And I think we'll be A-okay. Alright. Still making our way through. Jam has not got his way up there to find that fantastic P-bag, which gave a nice attack too there for Neerrm. Do find a blah 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 have a Mito sighting. I missed what was on the grass tile. If you want to fill me in on what was on the grass tile, that would be great. Meanwhile, Jam is making his way through this fantastic little desert pass that cuts through the heart of the swamp here. Hammer! Hammer time! Thank you very much. Just trying to get the streams readjusted there. Yeah, I've got 5. I've got a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-month-old. So I am rolling in the kiddos. Jam finds the fantastic bridge with the Bago Bagos. And a blue Lizalfos. Much fun. Did he make a trip over to the Eastern Continent when I wasn't looking? Dang. Brave man. Meanwhile, Neerrm, heading into Death Mountain. Is it possible that we do not have a way to get anywhere else on the Western Continent currently without either a Death Mountain connector cave or taking the Eastern Continent to find the boots? Quite the interesting seed thus far. At least Mito is easily accessible, unlike a seed that we had last night, which required a Downstablis Rebanak fight after getting the glove out of 5 to get the boots in order to actually get to Mito. Pretty awesome, if you ask me. Meanwhile, Jam will pick up his hammer. And we will continue to slink around in the Western Continent to find a direction to go here. Neerrm does find this cave over here that is blocked by the boulder, and it is the medicine cave. So the only thing that we're now currently missing is the P-Bag cave, which, you know, is somewhere along with Rauru and Ruto, and the other 2 palaces that we're currently missing. And there is actually Ruto for Jam, so that has been located. Nice 150 out of the orange Dairas. And what item will we get? It is going to be... Is that a P-Bag? Another P-Bag? So 2 P-Bags out of the 4 caves that we found. Man, it's actually nice to find them early, but at the same time, these guys are not looking for P-Bags. We'll see Neerrm find this fancy little bridge in the over a lake in the middle of a swamp. Always cool. Let's see where this takes us. As Jam also finds 3 or 6. I'm not sure how it can be spoilers when I'm on my own stream. I can't really figure out how I would be ahead of my own stream. But, who knows, maybe it's possible. We do have the back end of Saria. So if you find Bagu, you can get down to this area. But I don't know if this area is actually useful yet. We'll see. Looks like it does have a road in another town, so maybe Bagu is the easy answer. Do you know Bagu? And we do find Naburu here, so we will get our second free spell. As Jam also finds that P-Bag, and he's just going to take the same levels here. Actually, just go 3-3-3. Not necessarily a bad choice. We'll see what Neerrm picks up here. And Reflect is now castable, so good news there at 62 magic as Neerrm picks up the shield spell out of Rauru. So still nothing to really help them progress as far as getting through palaces. So we've still got the P-Bag Cave left. And then we might actually see these guys head on over to the Eastern Continent, see what they can find there. Jam finding the fantastic graveyard here as we find our second palace, and it is 3 or 6. So fantastic thus far. 3 or 6, 3 and 6, both on the Western Continent. And we have a river here cutting off the bottom portion. I wonder if there is a bridge that heads across, as this probably contains our last P-Bag cave. Nope, here will be the last P-Bag cave. Just missing that final palace, and we'll have cleared the western continent between the two of them. Meanwhile, Jam ducks into the palace here. Let's see. The only place he's got left to go, basically, is across that bridge. So we'll see when he decides to take it. And Neerrm finds a heart container inside of the Peabag Cave. So no boots. So no way to really help him navigate that way. And no magic key and no fairy spell. Looks like the Eastern Continent is going to be the ticket for these guys. Unless you want to check Death Mountain. That is always a possibility. But this river looks like it is fully dissects, but the other palace is up here, so nothing on the bottom. We have 3, 6, and GP on the starting continent, so a whole bunch of nothing. We'll see if Death Mountain's a ticket or if we just head east. Jam definitely checking all these start caves around Death Mountain, as Neerrm is going to head to the raft spot here. Jam still hasn't, I believe, gone south, so he hasn't found those additional towns and such yet. But this is quite the wide open area here in Death Mountain that he's found. We'll see if he takes a cave or if he's going to take a cave. So he is exploring Death Mountain with the hammer. Not necessarily a bad call. Both the hammer cave and the boulder will be accessible. Well, fantastic little area here in the Eastern Continent to try to get across with pretty low resources, honestly. With no downstab and only 3 life and 3 attack, that blue Lizalfos is going to be quite the bother, but Neerrm does have the shield spell, so that should help a little bit in getting across there. While Jam is still digging through Death Mountain. Neerrm about ready to get the bad news. See if he can make it his way across here. He expertly dodges, but then gets trapped by a Bago and takes a death. But 5 health, 5 life bars, and the shield spell. I think he'll be able to navigate his way through here. As long as he doesn't get trolled. Immediately we find a desert tile with a Peabag. So Neerrm doing his best to do a Angry Larry cosplay here thus far. And we do have a little offshoot, nice little swamp. We have a Peabag cave as well. At this point, you gotta hope maybe it's the boots. Boots would be great. Even maybe a key so you could go do 3 or 6. Or perhaps both. We'll see what it ends up giving him here. The boots. Alright, so the boots found in a Peabag cave in east past the bridge where JamEviler game overed earlier. So quite the find. Gonna make exploration much, much easier for Neerrm here. Always nice to find those. You had to work for him. You know, Jam's still making his way through the Eastern Continent here. Or not Eastern Continent, though, sorry, Death Mountain. Basically the same thing. Death Mountain is no fun. Neerrm already putting those boots to good use. Traggles right along the river there. Finds a road. He's going to easily be able to explore the rest of this continent. River Devil, not guarding much. Nice little outlet road to the sea. Jam finds the boulder. Let's see what this nets him here. And it is only a hard container. That's a little bit disheartening. We'll see what he, if he keeps looking for the hammer cave. I would imagine he would have to. He's put in quite a bit of time. Still hasn't found the other exit from Death Mountain either, so pretty interesting that in that aspect. As we do find the town of Naburu on Neerrm side as well, so we'll pick up our next spell. If this is Thunder, he is in pretty much go mode, other than finding the fairy spell or a key to make some palace progress. I can give you most powerful magic, says the wizard. And Thunder already located, both Thunder and Reflect being free. I guess the only thing standing in the way would perhaps be a fairy block, as we had the just last night. So Neerrm so far just blowing through this seed, finding all the things. And we have a Maze Island sighting as well, so gonna trek on through here and see what he can find for free. Boot's going to make this extremely easy to explore. Meanwhile, Jam's still having no luck whatsoever finding this hammer cave. It'd be quite interesting if perhaps it was like the other night. Oh, there it is. There's the other exit to Death Mountain. That's what he was looking for. It actually spits you out directly south of start. A bit unfortunate. All that time to get out, but he is at least going to start progressing a little bit more on the seed here. Did not find the hammer cave, so a lot of time invested, unfortunately, in not finding that, and only coming out with the heart container from Death Mountain. And he will find Raru here, and we'll pick up his shield spell. Meanwhile, the pit for the kid has been located by Neerrm. He's going to take out this red Lizalfos, and we'll see what he finds. Might take out the red Lizalfos. Darn, he finds a magic container. That's actually a pretty good find. That will make it a tad bit easier for him to cast some spells. Not quite sure what the cost was on Thunder. I did miss that, but never a bad thing to have an extra magic container. And we do have the other item, and it is the trophy, which I don't know that he's going to take. Well, he might go cash it in. We're still missing Farrier Jump. Obviously want to get our hands on Downstab. Downstab is a good thing. Meanwhile, Jam is going to find yet another palace, not one that he's looking for. He's actually going to go in, so we're going to see him dive into Palace either 3 or 6 here. As we find Palace 4 on Maze Island for Neerrm. And Neerrm thinks about it, and he's going to go back in. He is going to go ahead and take on Palace 4 while he's here. Be very interesting with no keys, no fairy spell. Go through Palace 4, no downstab either, so quite fun. As he immediately, wow, one room down, one room over, finds K-Rock. Oh man, is this a gifting seed or what? Good grief. Who needs P4 to be loud? Who cares about keys? Just block right. Just walk right. Only 200 experience, but who cares? Maze Island finish from Neerrm. Not going to have to come back this direction. And we have our first palace done at 18 minutes. He's not even going to take the experience. Doesn't care. Going to save himself the time there and move on through. I assume he's going to go to Ruto, perhaps, and turn in the trophy, or maybe he's just going to head back east. Still have new Kasuto left, have old Kasuto to find spell or jump. Not spell or jump, I'm sorry, Farrier Jump. But yeah, this is a crazy seed. Jam falling behind quite a bit thus far, having unfortunately taken the game over on that bridge, and then taking the time to explore Death Mountain has put him a little bit behind. He should catch up here, obviously. As soon as he gets across, he is going to find those boots. The shield spell definitely going to help as well get across that Blue Lizalfos bridge. Meanwhile, it looks like we might need to take a cave to actually get somewhere important outside of where we've been. Or we could walk along the coast. I guess you could go farther down, perhaps? Yes, you can. Nice little cave here. If this is the Peabag Cave, it's not, unfortunately, but nice little Dig Shake Resort retreat there. The swamp on the beach. The Dig Shake Special. That is high-quality real estate. We'll have to see if he's got some timeshares for that. No, we do see a palace as well, so we'll see what we find here. Should be 2, 5, or 1, and it is going to be Palace 5. And Neerrm says no thanks, and is going to turn right around and check these caves and see what else he can find. Meanwhile, Jam does get his way through, gonna find the Peabag, and should find the Peabag Cave containing the boots here just shortly. Desert tile for Neerrm. He's going to go ahead and check out and see where this road goes here. I do find a cave. But he's going to check this desert tile. Turns out it's the Peabag desert tile, which he cannot reach. As Jam finds his pair of booties. Water tile as well for Neerrm, so finding all the goods. Finds yet another magic container. And another desert tile along with the town. Heart container on the desert tile here, so still looking basically for a fairy spell or a jump spell to get down stab. And outside of that, there's not much to look for. Fairy could very well be required, as it was last night in one of the seeds, but it is not a guarantee that it is needed. So Jam making his way along, the same as Neerrm. He should find Thundertown here pretty quick. And by Thundertown, I do mean Nibiru. And then as well be able to locate Maze Island, as he picks up an inflatable dig shake. And we have another town here in the graveyard. The graveyard seems to be the great place for all of these towns. Quite suiting that this would be Old Kasuto, though. Makes sense. This magic will make your sword shoot fire. Jam finding a cool little encounter here with 3 orange Lizalfos. Not quite sure what fire is linked to, but it is definitely not fairy or jump. Alright, and Jam does locate Maze Island, so, is it fire? Fire is linked to thunder? Am I seeing that correctly? Oh my goodness. This seed... This seed is definitely the one that Dig Shake had meant to give out this weekend. Unfortunately for him, it got mixed up into the group here. And he's not going to have the opportunity to play it. So, obviously not what you're looking for, but it's never bad to have a really cheap Thunder Spell. As Jam does pick up the regular Thunder Spell out of Nibiru. And another magic container for Neerrm here. He's going to just thunder down this blue Lizalfos up an A. And head on back. We'll see if he checks Rudo with the trophy for the fairy or jump spell. It doesn't look like he's going to. Alright, he is. He is turning around. Because once he gets that, he's pretty much done. Pretty much done. Just has to find 2 more palaces, and then just finish up the rest of them. It's like he's trying to remember where Ruto is. It should be right here. I'm going to make his way through this encounter here. Use this magic to restore your life. Not what he's looking for. So still New Kasuto to find for Neerrm for the last free spell on the map. Other than that, the Water of Life or the Kid may be required to locate Fairy. A lot of work on these blue Lizalfos for a mere paltry 100 experience. Meanwhile, Jam trying to find these item locations. They're both in the south, unfortunately for him. Neerrm just going to be able to thunder down these Lizalfos, no problem whatsoever. As Jam locates P4. Don't believe he's found either item yet out of Maze Island, so a bit unfortunate, but he is going to get his attack 4. Or not, he's going to take life 5 over attack 4. Very interesting. He should very shortly locate all these items. Meanwhile, Neerrm kind of backtracking to where he's already been, looking for a way to go. He's pretty much going to have to go south at this point, and then hope to find something down here, or perhaps a pass-through cave to find something new. I believe he's found both P-bag caves now. So the only thing left for Neerrm on this continent is the palaces. So if we're looking for Water of Life or the Kid, it's either in Death Mountain or in a palace. As I believe he is going to find New Kasuto in the middle of a desert. Or I guess we do have these 2 locations here as well, where those 2 items could be located. Meanwhile, Jam should be finding his items fairly shortly. Okay, so the Kid in New Kasuto. Gotta be a little bit of a weight off of Neerrm's mind, as he's got a pretty darn good chance, 2 and 3 now, of getting Fairy or Jump. Guaranteed to get one of them, so now is guaranteed to get Downstab. So that is very nice. This magic word will give you power. Doesn't matter. Fairy located in New Kasuto. So Neerrm, full on dig shake right now. at 29 minutes 38 seconds, with fire linked to thunder on top of it all. So Jam shouldn't be too far behind. Does have those two awesome spells, just looking for Fairy or Jump, but he'll find that when he finds Duke Pseudo, so nothing too big of a deal. I don't think he's found the trophy yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that drop location is just up from P4, and I don't know that he's gotten it yet. We do, however, still need to locate VOD as well as the remaining pals. So there's VOD and the remaining pals, so never mind. Just as I say something, Neerrm springs into action and does not let us down. And this will be Palace 2, which leaves Palace 1 to be available on Valley of Death. Wow, nice. Yeah, good red iron knuckle on the droppers, worth a magnificent 200 EXP. Neerrm gonna do a little bit of grinding here to catch up on some levels as Jam finishes P4. I can't say that I blame Neerrm too much. A little bit behind on levels from all the exploration, and these droppers are being super generous right now. Gonna grab attack 4, hit 444, and I don't know that he'll do too much more. Well, you've proven me wrong here. Hard to pass these up. Dig Shake would be proud. So Jam gonna make his way off of Maze Island. I wonder if he forgot that he has the boots. He is making an awful lot of effort here to go through these locations. And Magic 5 for Neerrm. Fairy drops to... oh, man. Fairy is only 26. Fire is only 15. Neerrm going to be able to just blow through these dungeons now. Goodness gracious. What a seed. I'm not sure what Neerrm's looking for. At this point, you don't need anything. He's just going to grind a little bit more. This Jam is going to happenstance upon P5 here. Thinks about it. And he's going to go in. Yeah, full-on Dig Shake or full Dig Shake is the meme term for basically having Thunder, Reflect, Glove, Raft, and basically probably Fairy as another spell just to have, but as King Doll said, you have everything you need to complete the game. Reflect and Thunder being spells that are required to beat K-Rock and Thunderbird respectively. Raft is required to get to the Eastern Continent. Glove is generally almost always required, if not in 3, 6, or 2 in Grand Palace, due to the Waffle Rooms, as well as some others. So, basically, those are the items that are generally required. And Fairy is, on occasion, as we saw last night, also has the possibility of being required as well. So, Jam does find the Fire spell here, and is going to be probably a little bit annoyed that it's not linked to Fairy or Jump, but when he finds out it's linked to Thunder, he'll probably be pretty pleased, as he does find out as he walks out. So, meanwhile, Neerrm having a little bit of trouble navigating Palace 2 thus far, but quite interesting that he's took some time to grind some experience, ended up losing it anyways, but it is just making the choice to go here. Louisiana, the glove is used to break blocks, so if you see any of those screens with the blocks that are like what's surrounding the streams, those blocks are only breakable with the glove, as Neerrm is walking on right now. Without the glove, those blocks would not be broken. And there are rooms in 2, 3, 6, and Great Palace that have those that can block your way. So Glove is almost always required, as Neerrm does manage to find Helmet Head. I'm not sure what he's doing. Why is he searching for items? If anybody can clue me in onto his mindset here, that would be great. Great to know. He has everything he needs, so I'm not sure what he's looking for at this point. I don't know why he would be item searching. Unless he's really wanting that key, but Fairy being only 26 makes it really cheap. Maybe he just wants to grind out to get attack 5. That could be it. Okay, fair enough. I thought he was going to go item hunting, and I was a tad bit scared for a second. As Jam did bail on 5 and is also now in Palace 2. The notable exception being that he does not have Fairy, but he did manage to locate a key here, which should help him get through this palace as Neerrm finishes up P2 and is going to have enough experience to pick up, should be attack 5. Jam going to do the also wise thing. Kill a few of these Iron Knuckles. Unfortunately, not getting quite as lucky with the spawns as Neerrm was, but it is very hard to pass these up when you're at attack 3, when it takes just 5 of them to get your attack level. So, I don't say that I disagree. I would definitely be doing it as well. And Neerrm is just going to have to take a left. Gonna have to take a left to go right. Easy VOD, right into Palace 1. Very well could see an easy sub-hour here. As once Neerrm finishes this, all he has to do is up an A. Go grab the easy down stab out of Mido, which is right by start. Hit 3 and 6, and then GP, which are all on the Western continent. So this could be easily, in my opinion, the fastest seed of the tournament. Very generous indeed. Oh, 5 is south. You're right. Good call, Madagascar Dave. It is just over here by 2. It's not too far away. I forgot about P5. My bad. That's what I get when I'm solo commentating and tracking and watching 2 streams at the same time. Alright, so Jam is gonna up an A. I believe Palace 5 is just right up here. Right there in that desert. As Jam is just getting trapped all over, he is going to actually be key blocked out of P2 here. So he really needs to find New Kasuto to get the fairy spell that is located there. Unfortunately, taking a bit of a different route than Neerrm did as far as exploration goes. I mean, the real advantage here is that you've got a 15 magic cast Thunder, and a really cheap fairy spell. So getting through these palaces, you don't even really have to fight anything. You just nuke it down with Thunder. Got plenty of fairy casts. He's got 7 magic containers. I mean, he is ridiculously set as far as getting through the palaces, so should not have too much of an issue. And we do find New Kasuto for Jam. Turns out it's 7 magic containers required to get the kid, which is kind of interesting. It is of no consequence, however. as Jam will get the fairy spell here out of Nukasudo and be done with it. I'm sure he'll be glad to see that. Seems that has a pretty high cost at Magic 5 or 4, so we'll see if he takes Magic 5 soon to lower that just a bit. Yeah, I think there's not much that can slow Neerrm down now. It's just going to be whether or not 5, 6, and GP cooperate. Thus far, 5 is being a little bit difficult, but not too bad. So Jam's still exploring around here. He found Nukasudo, so he is pretty much set. I'm sure he's wanting to find those other P-Bag caves. I think he's got one left here on the Eastern Continent. Which, yeah, is right here. And I believe this contains a magic container, if I remember correctly. So for him, also, he's got everything he needs. It's kind of interesting that he's still searching out these caves, but extra magic containers are never a bad thing to find. Yeah, I wonder if Jam remembers that thunder is linked to fire, which he does. Meanwhile, Neerrm's still tracking his way through Palace 5. He's going to get a couple of options to go right. One via the elevator and one this way. So Jam right there where Neerrm's at. Just unfortunately 2 palaces behind at this point. As Neerrm does locate our big friend Guma. And Guma is got some nice HP rolls. Has took about 8 or 9 hits to bring him down a bar. And Jam will actually go back to Nukasudo and we'll find the kid. Neerrm is doing great work on Guma and does get him down, so gonna take out P5. Looks like he's gonna have enough for, is this life 6? I think it's life 6. He's gonna take this, and now he can up an A and back over to the Eastern Continent, or the Western Continent, and get this seed finished up. As Jam is going to go into Palace 2 yet again, this time well equipped with the fairy spell. Making great use of the boots to just skirt around the bridge encounter there. I believe he found all the palaces. I think one of them is down here on the south. The one he just passed is GP, and then the other I think is in the north. I could be wrong. It's been a bit. Easy experience. Jam going to take Magic 5. Going to see that fairy cost goes way down. Going to probably be very happy. One would have to imagine. Confirm that this is Palace 3. It is interesting to note that Neerrm has not picked up down stab. I don't know if he realizes that or not. So we will have to see a down stabless Rebo fight from Neerrm here. And Mito was right by, I think it was just east of the start. So, very interesting choice by Neerrm to not pick up down stab. Probably just slipped his mind. As Jam finds the item here in Palace 2, and it is a fantastic 500-point P-Bag. So Jam going to go ahead and grind out another level here. Or not. Just kidding. And we have Rebo. Alright, so let's see how his skills go. Very interesting that he chose to not get down stab. Shouldn't be a big deal, but Neerrm pretty apt at no down stab Rebos, as you can see here. Trick is, though, is getting him to cooperate. He likes to back up a whole heck of a lot. So it's kind of difficult sometimes to get hits in on him whenever he demounts, but shouldn't have too much of a problem here. He's almost done. As far as I know, Thunder does not hurt a demounted Rebo. It is coded as a boss, which is immune to Thunder. Only, man, he's just not got enough. He's going to get a Magic 5 here, or Magic 6. Experience not being kind. He's actually just going to up and A it. Not even going to wait. Neerrm probably feeling maybe that he's behind here. Goes ahead and just burns the gem instead of waiting to take Magic 6. And this should actually be Mito, so he is going to be able to pick up down stab. Right as Helmet Head is located by Jam. So Neerrm doing his best error impression. And Jam is going to make his way into Palace 1. So down stab for Neerrm, pretty nice to have. Cleared 5 palaces without it, so not too big of a deal, honestly. Got to get through P6 here, which has the ability to be kind of trolly, but we'll see exactly how it goes down. Very quick horsehead fight. Jam is going to finish out Palace 1. Unfortunately, dead end there for Neerrm, but with the ridiculously cheap cost on Fairy, it is literally of no consequence. The seed is the seed that just keeps on giving. Item room located in Neerrm will pass. So it looks like we're looking for the fairy outlets, and he is going to up an A, as that is not the direction he wanted to go. Not the room we are looking for. He's going to actually take a left at start. I assume we're looking for the Canadian hole. Going to take a drop down there, and we should find the fairy location to very right in order to get where we want to go. He exited Fairy Drop Room. Okay, thank you, John Bloody Thumbs. Looks like Fairy is going to actually be required for this seed, though, as the Lava Room is here. Still looks like he's going to probably want to take the Canadian hole. What is he looking to do here? Nope, he's going to go across. See what is on the other side. Man, I love that cheap fire spell. Ooh, 2 blue Iron Knuckles. Oh, no. He uses the Thunder spell, and then realizes just a half second too late, I have no magic left for Fairy. So, the room that Neerrm just ferried over is the room that actually has the invisible hole in the floor that you generally have to have the jump spell to make it over. And that is called the Canadian hole. I don't know exactly why it's called the Canadian hole, but it is called that. And it looks like you might want to ask Highlander, and he can fill you in. I figured it has something to do with Canadians falling down a hole, but you know. But yeah, it has to do with that room there in 6 with the drop. So Neerrm trying to figure out where the heck he needs to go here in Palace 6. Taking a lot of time, unfortunately, to find Barba. And hits yet another dead end. Oh, if you found Barba, then he must be experience grinding, then. As Jam finds Rubenak here in P3, so making a pretty quick comeback here. So Jam never went back to Palace 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jam never went back to P5, which is on Eastern Continent. So he is going to have to do a little bit of backtracking. I'm pretty sure that he probably up an aid so that he could go grab down stab. Can't say that I argue with him there. Unfortunately, Neerrm casting Fairy while having a key, and has just enough magic, fortunately, to make it through this key door. As he does find the Rebo fight here, Barba should be fairly close after this fight. One would have to assume. Yeah, Kulane, that's the thing I was thinking originally, but it's actually not the case. I think he skipped it and actually did find Barba going this way. So if it wasn't this way, then yeah, the Canadian hole would have been the answer. But he does find Barba. Not probably going to get the sub-hour without a really, really good GP, but definitely has an opportunity to get the fastest time in the tournament thus far, as he takes down Barba, and is going to be heading into GP with 666 or 567, one of the two, I'm not sure which. Very low HP Barba, or not HP and experience, actually, on both sides. It's going to be life 7, so 567. Attack 5, not necessarily the greatest thing in the world going into GP, but shouldn't hurt too bad. He does have the life spell. Thunder's really cheap with fire being attached to it, and he does have shield, so Thunderbird should not be too much of an issue. Meanwhile, Jam back in Mido. Did he find the Water of Life? And I just missed it? He already has downstab, doesn't he? Didn't he do Rebo with downstab? Or am I just crazy and he did it normally? I'm probably crazy and he did it normally. He have no downstab, okay. Okay. Well, there you go. I did miss it. So, interesting then that Jam went into P3 without downstab as well, and still has to go back across to the Eastern Continent to do Palace 5. Just a bit unfortunate. He got a little bit behind early and spent a lot of time at Death Mountain. I think we can probably attribute most of the lead to Neerrm to the time that Jam spent in Death Mountain, not finding those boots. If he had made it across that bridge early and gotten the boots, I think this would be pretty even, if not in Jam's favor, but unfortunately for him, it just did not work out that way. Neerrm enters the Jackamus room. Opts out of the drop and is going to go check and see what's down. As the life spell is going to be picked up here by Jam. So, out of the spells remaining, definitely the one you want to get. Jam going to make his way to P6. As Neerrm has found a pretty good track here through GP thus far. And it runs into a dead end, so it looks like that drop is in fact going to be a requirement. As Jam is going to make his way through this fantastic Palace 6. And with no jump, no upstab, Neerrm going to use the fairy spell here. There is still the possibility of that one room blocking things without upstab or jump. So it'll be very interesting to see if that comes into play. It is super rare for that to ever happen, though. Super, super rare. Jam is going to check the item room here. And is going to take a death. Maybe realizes, I don't really want to fight this guy. Nope, he is definitely committed to seeing what this item is. Best case, it's the key, maybe? I mean, there's not much else left other than perhaps a heart container or a magic container. And he does net himself the magic key, so will be nice. Won't have to use fairy anymore, but not one of those things you really want to find when you've only got 2 palaces left. So Neerrm, provided with 2 opportunities to go left, makes the perfect choice of taking the fairy room. So still no T-Bird. We might see one of those iconic T-Bird into Dark Links. We've seen a lot of rooms thus far in this GP. A whole lot of lefts, and only 1 drop. Pretty crazy. Speaking of drops, Jam taking all of them. Finally a right for Neerrm. Actually, I think that's a left he's already been at. I'm trying to decide what to do here. He's gonna have to take a left here. Or sorry, that was a right that he's already been at. So yeah, he's gonna have to take a left here. Quite the palace. And chooses not to go that way. Honestly, a tad lost. That's alright. So Jam gonna make his way across. This probably actually puts you, yeah, right here. Which, if you jump across, it will take you to the room on the right side of the Canadian hole, and you need to make your way left from there. So Neerrm trying to figure out which way he wants to go here. Left seems to be the optimal direction. Does find what is another drop room. I'm gonna head left, and maybe we'll see the other drop, or perhaps one of these C rooms. And he's gonna find an inflatable dig shake instead. So interesting that Jam is actually going this way across, as he actually was on the correct side to get to Barba, and just doesn't realize it. He's gonna have to end up backtracking here. So this GP not being very kind thus far. Lots of different ways to go, and none of them finding T-Bird. Neerrm is going to opt to go all the way back and take this left. And head through this waffle room. Unfortunately, the bubble giving him a bit of trouble there, as it keeps getting inside the path that he's cleared. Always fun when that happens. Get all sorts of damage and magic loss due to that. And there's the fairy room, so Neerrm finding pretty much nothing going that direction. He is going to go north and head across this fun room instead. And Jam finds the loop. He is going to take this jump across. And will manage to find his way to Barba very shortly. Or wait, yeah, this was a dead end. Man, I don't remember which way to go in 6 either. He's actually going to up A. I think it was down the elevator. And then there was a left that you had to take. Or maybe you had to go left from start. That was it. Yeah. And then you can go across the Canadian hole. That's it. That is it. So the theme of today's randomizer is always go left. Ah, as Neerrm finds another dead end. Gotta be wondering where the heck to go at this point. Perhaps another left at start or so. This is quite the interesting GP. So Jam does find the correct direction. I believe... did he dead end at the end of the Jackamus room? He did, so he's gonna go down. Yeah, I mean, there's gotta be one path he hasn't taken, but man, he sure has taken quite a few. Yeah, I think right of Jackamus is the way to go. He got a dead end the other way. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I mean, Jam's getting the opportunity to catch up here. Again, he does have to go back to get to P5 and finish that up, which getting to Barba wasn't terrible, but it is a bit of time to trek all the way back over there and come back. But, yeah, a little bit of waffling here by Neerrm, and GP is going to give Jam the opportunity to make a comeback, as he does find Barba here. And, yeah, I mean, if Jam hadn't had the unfortunate premise of checking Death Mountain and dying on the bridge and not getting those boots a little bit earlier, this would be a really, really close race. And Jam also going to have much better levels going into GP. Not that it's a huge deal, but Attack 5 versus Attack 6 and the extra life level can make a difference. I actually don't know that he'll get Attack 6, but he will have Life 8, and that will make a difference. So Neerrm, just kind of going back through the paces here, trying to figure out where exactly it is that he needs to go. Yeah, there's still P5, but it's 6,000 experience, and I think between Life 8 and Magic 6, he's going to need like 3,500 experience to actually get to the attack level on the gem, so I don't think he'll actually end up getting it, but he'll be fine nonetheless. I am fairly confident, though, that after we find T-Bird, we should have an incredibly quick Dark Link. And I'm betting that heading left on this screen, we should see a T-Bird. And in fact, there is T-Bird. Yeah, I highly anticipate that the next room is Dark Link. We've seen so much of the palace that there's not a whole lot left in between, I don't think. Maybe a few rooms, but... as Jam is making his way back over towards Palace 5. Quite a bit of a time investment here, unfortunately for him, as T-Bird is taken down by Neerrm. We still have the Eon Drop, we still have some Lava Bridges, so there's a few options left. Eon Drop obviously not going to be taken in this case, as I think we've seen most of the drop rooms. And there's a dead end, so Eon Drop is in fact going to be the answer. So, forgive me for not sticking to the mantra, always take Eon Drop. This should be Dark Link, or a Lava Bridge to Dark Link. Or this room. There's still a few rooms left, I guess. Yeah, so actually a few rooms left here. As Jam does finally make his way back to Palace 5. So, unfortunately, not going there right after... Actually, that was Palace 2. Unfortunately, not going to P5 right after P1, costing him a lot of time, as Neerrm locates Dark Link. Probably got to think that he was feeling that that dot done was going to come from Jam at any time. And it very well could have, if Jam had just a few more things go his way there. We do have a dot done of Neerrm at a time of 1:14:07, so fantastic time here by Neerrm thus far. Going 3-0, guaranteeing himself into the elimination round. Meanwhile, Jam is still trying to get back to P5. Which I know that he found earlier. It is north east of Valley of Death. I feel like he's actually kind of going the wrong direction here, but I could be wrong. We'll see if Neerrm is going to join me for an interview. Jam's still searching for P5, which should be south of here. In the desert spot south of here. It may have only been accessible from the south, though I think Neerrm found it from the north. As Jam decides that he's just gonna beat the crap out of some forest tiles. And we do have a Neerrm. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks. It was a very, 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 very quick seed.
Yeah, I have to imagine that you had in the back of your mind that Jam was going to dot done at any given time.
I did, especially when I started doing loops in GP.
Yeah.
That was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying.
Fun GP. Yeah, I mean, quite honestly, this could have been a very different race. Jam went to the east much sooner than you did. Unfortunately, did not have the shield spell and only had one life. Game over at the Blue Lizalfos. Immediately turned around and decided to go to Death Mountain. Never found the Hammer Cave. Did find the boulder, but nothing of consequence there, and that kind of set the pace for the rest of the seed.
Yeah, this was one of the quickest seeds I think I've done with Reflect and Thunder readily available, and then Glove was in one of the first caves I checked, and the only like hang-up was getting Fairy, but that was just in, is it Old Casino?
New Casino. Yeah, so I mean, all three spells free, Glove free, Raft free, Boots pretty free. Thunder linked to fire. Can't complain about that.
Thunder Fire is always fun. When I saw that, it changed my entire game plan. And when you get a seed like that, you're like, okay, you know, magic becomes your new attack, and you just pump all your points into magic, so you can just spam fire on everything, and it really speeds things up.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. It's been a pretty rare sighting to have that happen, but especially after you already had the Thunder spell, and are actually kind of hoping it was probably Fairy at that point. But you know, again, Fairy being pretty generously free wasn't too bad. But Jam also just found P5 again. He lost it, unfortunately, and had to go back. But I mean, this was a close race. For the most part, until the boots, and then it kind of slowly fell apart as you quickly discovered everything on the Eastern Continent.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun one. I had just done a practice run right before this, and everything I remembered was from that run on this one. So I was like, oh crap, where's this? Where's Ruto? Where's Mito? I don't remember. And so I ended up doing 3 without downstab because I couldn't remember where Mito was.
Yeah, Jam did the same thing, which was kind of interesting. Seeing both of you. Both of you had Fairy with Mito right there by start, and both of you did Palace, a downstabless Rebanag. So pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, anything in particular that you want to talk to about the seed while we watch Jam?
That Great Palace was a trip. When I figured out I was looping, I was just like, uh-oh. And then I tried to think back, where could I go inside the loop that would kind of break me out of it? And I was like, oh, I can go up in Fairy Room. But that wasn't it. When that was a dead end, I was like, okay, I have absolutely no idea where it could possibly be. And so I up and A'd, and I went down the elevator. Was there something down here? And I didn't think there was. And so I ended up going back through the loop. I had no idea where I was going at the end there. I was just blindly hoping that one of the lefts I hadn't taken yet, and finally I found one. So I could have been in there for another 20 minutes. It was pretty nasty. Yeah,
it was interesting to watch. I mean, I was keeping track best I could, and very quickly got lost myself as you kept going back and forth, left and right, through the same rooms over and over again, trying to figure out where exactly to go, and at that point, I pretty much lost it myself.
Yeah, it was a rough one, and it was actually one of the early times. Usually when I get hammer early, I'll die of DM, but I already had the glove at that point, and also I believe reflect. So I was like, the chances I need another item out of DM are so low that I should probably just not. And it ended up working in my favor.
Yeah, for sure, and it was
Thunder right there.
It was pretty crazy too that you had 2 P-bag caves or 2 caves that had P-bags out of the 5. It still got Rafting Glove and Hammer on top of it, and then Boots, right across the bridge, forcing you to go that way anyways. Right there, that just kind of unlocked the rest of the seed. It was pretty crazy.
It was definitely an interesting start. I knew boots were going to be a factor, especially as soon as I went east. I was like, oh boy, it's either have to go through this cave to get anywhere, and then it ended up being an item cave. And so my first thought was, oh crap, I have to go back to Death Mountain, but then it happened to be the boots. It just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah, we will see.
Another thing I took a chance on was Palace 4. I was in there without Fairy or Magic Key, and I ducked in. I was like, if I have to walk all the way back here and Karok is like right next to the first room, I'm gonna be real mad. And I said that out loud, and sure enough,
bam!
I walked to the next room, and there he is.
Yeah, Jam did the same thing too. I mean, again, you guys made pretty much the same decisions. It just so happened that it was the Death Mountain was really the main divider. He would have found the boots probably 5 minutes faster than you two had he not taken that game over. But you had an extra heart container in the shield spell, which he eventually got, but it was later, and it paid dividends. And he is going to head to GP now, if he can remember where it is.
It's not that way. Yeah, that was a fun one. Don't get seeds that are that fast that often, so it's the kind of seeds you got your your big shake, sub hour easy. So for it to take me 1:15, I'm a little salty that I didn't finish GP earlier, and I kind of dawdled around in Palace 2 with the drippers a little too much, but all in all.
Yeah, I mean, you did a bit of grinding. 6 was a bit convoluted, but basically it took JamEviler the same amount of time to find it as you did, that you had to go left at start, being the faster way. There was a way to loop around, but, that bubble, the double block bubble thing there, very, very rarely is that the direction that you go, and usually you take it last, and just so happened to be the way to Barba, and then the GP being the GP that it was. I mean, yeah, I mean, still very well done. 1:14 is a ridiculously fast time.
Yeah, 6 was pretty interesting. It was basically all lefts until you can't go left anymore, and then go right. That's what 6 ended up being.
Yeah, kind of the theme of GP a little bit too. A lot of lefts to go right.
And of course, you had to take the Eon drop at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, you would have definitely beat Dig Shake then.
I went past it though, so maybe not. It was only a dead end past there, so.
Yeah, I mean, I would have checked that too, for sure. Especially seeing where some of those drop rooms were way back inside your loop.
And it's really interesting. It's not up at the fairy room. It's not left at the fairy room. It's neither. You get to the fairy room, you go the wrong way.
Might see Jam? Nope, he's not going to try. Say he doesn't have the jump spell. But yeah, we'll see how long it takes Jam to finish up GP here.
Yep, I was definitely sweating. A lot of options that lead nowhere. just one giant loop there. It's a miracle. I was expecting to go 2-2, really. Either because I was matched up against Vonky, and he's kind of a wild card because he never races at the same time. He was one of the people in the last tournament that was really good.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to my match against him on Saturday at all. I got pared down to the 0-2 Vonky. Lucky me.
Yeah, it's you know, his last race with Eon was decided by a death at Darkling, so it was a super close race. And then my second match against Kingdoll, Kingdoll's usually a pretty good opponent as well. I think he has a lot more game knowledge than I do, so like definitely some scary rounds here, but I've just managed to pull it out somehow.
Yeah, honestly, I think I had you easily probably in top 6 for this tournament. You're much better than you gave yourself credit. You actually won quite a few of the nightly races with what would be considered a lot of the tournament favorites, so shouldn't doubt yourself.
Get lucky so many times, man.
Hey, you know what? As long as you get lucky at the right times, that's all that matters.
It's really interesting. Jam actually approached Fairy Room from the left, which I don't think I had happen. I think I came in from the bottom where he's at now. So, be interesting to see what he decides to do. He's already up on me. He didn't go down at that first elevator, so he didn't get to that dead end. So, he's making good progress. I'm just glad it wasn't one of those 2 hours Boots at 5, Blood in 6 shenanigan seeds.
Yeah, no real slugfest. It's pretty interesting. We seem to have not very many seeds that are in the middle, right? They seem to be kind of like this one where everything's handed to you. Or it's like some of the ones we had last night where, well, you got to find the fairy spell because you can't get through 6, or you got to do a downstabless Rebanag in order to get downstab in the boots. There's just a lot of times nothing that's really nice and in between, and I don't know, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, most of the tournament matches have been really like nasty. I would say definitely erring on the harder side for sure.
Yeah, we're not even on the hard flag sets yet.
Can only imagine what the tournament's going to throw out when the flag sets do get hard. You're like, oh, you have to get through this room that has like 75 blue iron up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we don't have mixed large and small enemies yet. Next round, I believe fire gets taken off the pairing with another spell. We have no candle. So a lot of cool things happen. And then in the last round, you've got magic container requirements. So that throws a whole new wrench into the system. Makes it pretty much where you almost have to 100% every seed.
Yeah, it gets pretty nasty. The first round's not so bad. Mixed large and small, no candle, no extra keys. That just means you don't duck into palaces early. That's all that really happens there. And it kind of plays to the whole idea that you should have fairy or magic key before ducking into a palace. I almost feel like that's a more advanced thing anyway. So having no extra keys in palaces kind of enforces that a little bit. And, yeah, I'm getting the whole run around from GP than I did, so it's a rough one.
Yeah, the one specific path and a lot of paths that go back to nowhere. But yeah, I think the big thing that gets me too when I play those flags is the no extra keys in palaces. For me, is still a bit rough. It definitely makes it so that you have to, a lot of times, abandon your leveling plan because you might have to get Magic 5 in order to make Fairy castable enough times to be usable, or even once, which can really, you know, throw your attack leveling plan off. You just have to be able to adapt on the fly to that, and just not rely on there being keys in your path.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes this game can be like, oh, you need to cast Fairy more than once, so that's going to be a Magic 7. Just like, what?
Yeah, we've seen a couple of times like that. You know, 77 Fairy cost at Magic 5, and you're kind of like, okay, game, cool. Or there are other times, like we had the other night, where there was, you know, they were 828 because Fairy was so cheap at Magic 2 that it didn't matter. So it's the cool dynamic. I think also next round the attack and life levels get randomized, do they not?
That's round 2. The round after the next round.
Okay, so that's the finals round then. Okay. Yeah, the Master Flag is going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be should be really interesting. You know, as the tournament gets on, you get to the better and better players who can really showcase what you are capable of doing in this game, and it'll be a lot of fun to see.
Alright, so Jam's still kind of getting the run around here. I think he's headed the right direction, but I honestly don't remember.
He's going the right way. I don't specifically remember which left it was. It might be this one, it might be the next one. I think it was the next one. This is the one that leads to the waffle room. I'm also commentating off of your stream, so I'm going to be super duper behind.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I think he has to go up and left one more time, and then take that left.
He's thinking about it. He realizes, I think, that he's already been this direction and is going to go left like you had said.
Yep, looking pretty good.
Yeah, and after all that, it wasn't immediately a Dark Link right after either, which was pretty fun.
I was actually super surprised that happened. I was expecting immediate Dark.
Yeah,
you know, you'd seen so many rooms, you're like, okay, it's over, I'm done.
Yeah, I for sure did as well, but it definitely was not the case.
It was also definitely nerve-wracking to see that drop that Jam just took, because you passed through at least one drop room, and so you're like, am I gonna go backwards taking this? Did I need to go left at the bottom of that elevator? And there was
Yeah,
another option there that could have been the right way.
Yeah, definitely nerve-wracking.
At least Thunderbird ended up being a really easy fight, since you can cast Thunder with Fire. You have like literally everything you want, and then some more if you get hit to cast Life. So again, when this fight was like half a bar of magic, and you're still able to cast Thunder and take out T-Bird here.
So he's gonna find that dead end. Gonna take the Eon drop, and I think it was 2 more rooms after that. No. Yeah. Heck, I don't remember. Jam very close to getting where he needs to be. Thanks to death. Doesn't matter. Plenty of lives left. And he does find Dark Link. Gonna go Rambo mode.
Well, it's the only true way to fight him. So I lose on principle.
And we do have a finish at 1:37:30 for JamEvil.
Boo.
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 What's up, Jam?
Oh, hi.
So walk us through that, my friend.
Nope.
Boo.
I think, Jam. So walk us through that, my friend. So I think the main thing there that ended up costing you was probably Death Mountain and the death at the Blue Lizalfos right before the Boots Cave.
Yeah, that Death Mountain was spectacular, wasn't it?
Yeah, a whole bunch of
Totally
nothing.
useful. Yeah. Well, I made one early attempt at Eastern Continent, and not being able to get very far with being low level really hurt me. Considering boots were like right there as soon as you get across that stupid bridge. So not getting that early definitely hindered me. And then I lost Palace 5 at the end. It took me about 10 minutes to find Palace 5. But
Yeah.
all in all, it was a pretty good scene. It's still faster, much faster than my average time, and I'm definitely getting better at the game. Wow, fire paired with thunder was fantastic, though, wasn't it?
Oh, it was
Felt
great.
like a wizard.
It's always nice to get a spellcaster seed. It feels so good.
Yeah. I leveled up magic in life early too, so it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, having
But yeah.
having a thunder that only costs 9 magic is definitely something you don't see every day.
Yeah, all in all, I'm happy with it. This is definitely the result that I expected. Neerrm is well practiced. He's been doing it for a lot longer than I have. Well, I mean, I started with everybody, but then like I stopped for a year, and then I picked it up. I'm like, oh, tournament, time to learn the game again. The shuffled overworld and all that stuff. So, coming from not being able to beat a seed in under 3 hours to where I'm at now, I'm definitely happy with my progress. I'm just a little too short, or a little too too little too late. That's the word I was looking for. Too little too late. But yeah. 2-1. Looking forward to the next round. Want to secure my spot. I don't want to do with the play-in race. I don't want to do the tiebreaker race. So let's see who I get pitted against. And good luck, Neerrm. Congratulations on 3-0. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, thanks. And you got a big one coming up next. Whoever you do get paired with, it's gonna be a lot riding on that one.
Ooh, a big one, you say?
I do.
How big?
Big as you want it to be.
Like a Snickers bar. That's good for me. All right.
All
He's
right.
got nothing for
Well,
me.
thanks for joining us, Jam. Again, great race. Just a few little things there, but good luck on the next round, and congratulations, Neerrm, on the win.
Yep. Thank you.